Good morning, traders, and this is the Aussie, the South African Top 40 Daily Review. Now, starting off on the weekly, and I'm putting this level back into play at the moment. So, I think what we're seeing here is pretty much a much wider range. So, I'm extending this range to 48,400 and 47,070. 47,070. So 47,770 and 48,400. Okay, so that's kind of the range that we're playing in. Yesterday's analysis was a total fad. Nothing really happened. Would have got you stopped out both ways, but let's just break it down quickly and just have a look. I think we're still flirting with this 200 EMA, and I can actually just increase that ever so slightly. So I'm bringing that top level up to, well, let's just make it a round figure of 48,500. So 48,500 is what you're looking for. But you need a daily break above that and a daily close. Okay, nothing really. Yesterday was a green bar, but we did sort of start moving to the downside first and then moving up. But we'll see that on the lower time frames. For all intents and purposes right now, the volatility is increasing, as you can see. It was early last month where it started, and the volatility was not that great, and then this month it's been pretty massive. So I think we can really read into that, apart from the fact that we are below the 200 and we're trying to break through. And we're just in and out of the alligator at the moment, so nothing to read into that right now. A 4-hour, pretty much even worse. I suppose from a hindsight perspective on the 4-hour, we did get a move down. We gapped up above the alligator, down to test the alligator, and then rallied off the alligator. So that's pretty much what played out. But you would have expected with a big, massive red bar like this and a break below it, you would have expected a test to come and test the bottom of the range. But anyway, let's just get down to the daily levels. That's the only thing we can play. Okay, so if we look at the hour, exact same thing. We had a gap up, we had a pullback, and we came down to test the alligator and then rallied off that. This little range break that I had drawn in yesterday, you can see how we broke above it, broke below it, and then broke back above it. Okay, this is the first day that the closing range strategy did play out, but the continuation thereof did not play out. So let's just put it in so we can see exactly what transpired here. So you can see there, I'll put a line in there. So it broke up out of this range, hit the target, gapped straight into the target, and then the seller stepped in. And if we take it to the downside, you'll probably find that the downside target was also hit pretty spot on, and it also lined up with the swing low. Okay, so my initial thought was we'd get some move up range, and then a second move up, which we didn't really get. So we've got a different structure that's played out, but nevertheless, this was a double bottom. Okay, you can see down, down, double bottom on a level. So that was another entry to the long side, and it was quite a move. If we just take it from there, we're looking at 700 odd points. Okay, so anyway, closing range didn't really work out yesterday. Let me rephrase that. It did work out, but really what we were expecting, I was expecting a break of this range, maybe a pullback, test this range, even a gap close, and then a rally. But instead we moved further down. Okay, so at this stage we are top of range again, and I would be a little bit cautious to look at longs going beyond where we are now. I just want to have a look at what's going on in the market at the moment. So 10 cents is down 2% at the moment. Rand dollar is back over 14 at the moment, so that's probably what drove most of the move yesterday. And the US was fairly flat. I think S&P was up 0.5%. The Nasdaq was up. Nasdaq was flat, and Nasdaq futures right now is also flat. So there are some deadlines for the trade war talks, I think today and tomorrow. So you're probably going to find a lot of people being very cautious. Okay, so again, for me right now, we are top of range. That is my closing range. A break above gives me top of range, but I'm not going to take that. If we do get a break above, I'm not interested in that long. I want to see us pull back. I want to see us break above it and then come back and test that area before I start looking at longs. Okay, this is not. I'm back on the weekly now, if you haven't noticed. This at the moment is kind of looking like a pretty big wedge on the weekly. Okay, so I'm pretty cautious at taking a long at this level here. Down at the bottom, no problem, but where we are now, I'm a little bit skeptical. Okay, so that is the situation at the moment. So if we do start moving, we do get some kind of a price action to the downside, I'll definitely look at that. At that short, but where we're going to go to is anyone's guess. I suppose the first most logical thing will be kind of back down to this level here, or even to test the high of the opening of yesterday. Okay. So at this stage, the trend is actually up. If you look at the 30 minutes, and if we look at the 4 hour, we've had a break and a retest with a solid bar, but this could be an exhaustion bar as well. So I would be looking for some kind of a pullback and maybe anticipating a bit of a long somewhere down here. But I'm not entirely convinced. Okay. So the other thing is this being top of range, and that was our original bottom of range, which we broke through. Now we rallied, another exhaustion. You could very well see a gap down and another move below the alligator again. Okay, so in other words, I'm still completely confused with this thing. The only thing I'm looking to play at the moment is the open range. I want to do that on the 12-minute for you quick. Sorry, the closing range. The opening range may also work. As you can see here, the first alpha hour of trade indicated a break below, a retest, and that gave us a trade. Day before, first half hour worked out. Day before that, first half hour worked out. Day before that, bit of a fake out, but then we traded to the downside. So any of those two strategies at the moment will be probably, they're not going to be 100% successful, but they're definitely going to give you a higher than 60% probability of the trade working out. Okay, so pretty skeptical of any break to the upside. I'd be looking for shorts at this area, and any break to the downside, look for a bit of a rally, consolidation, and then a move down. And what you'd be looking for on the on the 30 minute is basically a breakdown, retest, and then you're going to sort of go sideways through the alligator until you break through. Okay. So anyway, guys, that's my view at the moment. It's just crazy days. I mean, if you look at the day before yesterday, how we consolidated the whole day in such a tight range, and then the very next day, how volatile we are. Okay, anyway, guys, that's my view at the moment. Be cautious of longs at this area. You are top of range, and if we do get a breakout to the downside, play it, but draw your levels in. So the top of every fractal is going to be, so there is going to be a target area. Okay. Anyway, guys, that's it for me today. Hope it helps, and I will catch you later. Cheers for now.